We never, in front of our children, we never did anything crazy. If they didn't see us doing that, what's the chance that they'll do it when they're older?
I think our journey began from a sermon that we heard with Francis Chan, and he was challenging us in our faith, questioning, if just had we become comfortable in our faith, what are we doing that's really stepping out in faith, and I think just challenging the notion of really stepping out and letting God do a big work in our lives. And from that, really felt like the Lord laid on our heart or a leading into what would become, foster care, respite care. And that's really how things initially started. We did not have an intent at that time to adopt. That wasn't on our radar. But I think it just started as an act of obedience to the Lord and wanting to follow where He led us. Throughout that time, I think every once in a while we would kind of talk about, what would we do if they needed a home, and then we'd kind of go, that won't ever happen, and kind of try to brush it off, and then sure enough.
And at the time, it was only 2 that we were doing respite for.
Right. The youngest was in a different foster home at that time, so we knew the older 2 and didn't know him yet.
And so when it came up for adoption, it was all 3, the sibling group, all 3.
Mm-hmm. And they were 1, 2, and 3, and so that was a little daunting at the time to think about. But we knew the Lord had made it clear that this was His intent for our family and His plan, and so we just said that we would keep moving forward as long as He kept opening doors. When you're young, love is a very selfish nature. It's about what can you do for me? How will you make me feel? How will you, take care of me and meet all my needs? And probably even in, when you're first married, and children definitely change that. And I think with the boys, I guess seeing God's love fleshed out towards someone that, you didn't even know, months ago or whatever, and then all of a sudden you meet this person and you're compelled by this love. And
maybe the love at first is not, the love that it turned into be.
Right. But I think this love with them is, it's hard, it's work, and it's good days and it's bad days, and it's, there's struggles that they have just from their life and past, and so it's learning how to love in the midst of, hard days and tantrums and things that don't go our way, and lots of noise, and just things that. So I think it's a real walking out of love. It's not the ooey gooey feeling, and it's not it's not easy always. And I think in our lives, what the Lord has and continues to work out in us, and learning about love and laying down our lives and sacrificing, and for our other children. Also, learning that and seeing life beyond themselves, seeing the bigger picture of life and faith, and what God has done and the provisions that He has given us so much, and so many stories, since we've had the boys, that they've gotten to witness that maybe they wouldn't have seen if we hadn't stepped out, in faith with this as well.